I'm 34. My husband was 33. And on paper, we had what everyone else called a perfect marriage. 8 years together. Laughter, deep conversations, lazy Sundays wrapped up in each other's arms. I loved him. I loved our life. But there was this one thing. This one conversation that kept creeping back in like a splinter under my skin. He wanted me to sleep with another woman. At first, it was little jokes, offhanded comments, a nudge here, a tease there. And honestly, the first time he brought it up, I just laughed it off. Guys, right? But it wasn't just a guy thing for him. It wasn't just dirty talk. It became a pattern. Every few months, like clockwork, he'd bring it up again. Babe, imagine how hot it would be. Come on, just once, for me. You used to experiment in high school, didn't you? I bet you miss it. And every single time I'd answer honestly, calmly, no, that's not who I am. That's not something I want. Not angrily, not with judgment, just truthfully. But he didn't listen. Or worse, he pretended to. He'd nod, kiss my forehead, promise to drop it. And then, a few weeks later, there it was again. Like my no had an expiration date. Like I hadn't been clear enough. What made it worse was that this wasn't about me being insecure or prudish. I wasn't afraid of intimacy. I wasn't afraid of my sexuality. I'd explored it already. I knew myself, and I knew what I didn't want. But he couldn't, or wouldn't, hear that. It started eating at me. Quietly at first. Was I boring? Was I not adventurous enough? Did this mean he didn't really love me, just the version of me he was still waiting for? I began to dread the moments he'd bring it up. I felt myself shrinking in my own marriage, pulling away, resentment bubbling beneath the surface. And the thing is, it wasn't even about the fantasy anymore. It was about the fact that the person who claimed to love me wouldn't respect me. My no wasn't good enough. The breaking point came on a random Tuesday night. We'd been watching TV, laughing, everything felt normal. Then, out of nowhere, you know, if you ever change your mind about that girl thing, I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just stood up, looked at him like I was seeing a stranger, and I said, "You're not listening to me. You've never listened to me." His face? Confused, like I'd just flipped a switch he didn't understand. But I finally understood something. If I stayed, this wouldn't stop. Not in a year, not in 10, not ever. You might think this is the part where I cheated or tried to win by playing the game he wanted. No, that's not who I am. My revenge was simple. I left. But I didn't just leave. I made sure he understood why. I wrote him a letter. Not angry, not cruel, just honest. I told him how much I'd loved him, how grateful I was for the good years, and how deeply, profoundly hurt I'd been every time he turned my boundaries into his little fantasy. I told him that respect is love's foundation. Without it, the whole house falls down. And then I walked away. You want to know the kicker? 6 months after our divorce papers were signed, he reached out. He said, "I finally get it. I thought I was being playful. I didn't see how much it was hurting you." Too late. Because in those 6 months, something incredible happened to me. I remembered who I was. I rediscovered the version of me that didn't second-guess her boundaries. I found peace in my solitude, strength in my independence. And for the first time in almost a decade, I didn't feel small. I didn't feel unheard. I felt free. That was my revenge. Not anger, not spite, just living a life where I'm never reduced to someone's fantasy again. Some people think revenge is about breaking hearts or getting even, but the sweetest revenge is leaving behind anyone who doesn't respect your no and never looking back. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's a boundary you refuse to let anyone cross? And of course, subscribe for more stories where justice, one way or another, always finds its way.